Chapter 11. In the eyes of a novice, you are already an experienced driver. The game between top assassins is extremely dangerous, and the Cross and Firefox are even more dangerous. They have the ability of bullet time and can deliver fatal blows from various strange angles at any time. Both of them knew this. Firefox was the one being pursued. It was very passive if they couldn't get rid of the Cross, and it was difficult to fight back. Although the Cross does not need to drive by himself, but his son is in the hands of the other party, and it is inevitable that he will be afraid of rats. Seeing the box truck in the rearview mirror driving closer and closer, Firefox's heart slammed, and he slammed the steering wheel in his hand. The Dodge Viper rushed directly from the fast lane into the reverse lane, and drove in the opposite direction. Firefox kept moving the steering wheel to dodging cars approaching from the front, which frightened Wesley. The strong lights shook him, dizzy, and his ears were full of harsh whistles. He felt the first half of his life. Stimulus. The speed of life and death, the slightest carelessness is the car crash. On the other side, the box-type truck followed closely behind, constantly performing coquettish moves on the reverse road, perfectly avoiding the speeding cars. Russell swayed his body following the explosive music, and shouted the beat in his mouth. Baby's superb driving skills made him feel at ease. Holding the steering wheel in his hand, he felt omnipotent, as if he owned the whole world. The Cross had a very strong ability to bear in his heart. Realizing that Russell was a super driver, he immediately raised his gun and shot at the supercar. Soon he hit the rear tire, which slowed down the speed of the supercar. "Oh, my God. He's catching up, we're finished." Wesley screamed in shock, as if he was sapped from behind while picking up soap, surrounded by a dozen black strong men. Silent. Under Wesley's puzzled eyes, she smashed the front windshield with a gun, handed the steering wheel to Wesley, and then rolled over and climbed out. Firefox held two guns, hooked the steering wheel with one foot, hooked the frame of the window with one foot, and lay on its back on the hood, and launched a counterattack against the box truck behind him. Firefox's favorite gun is a modified Browning M1911 with orchid tattoos, a lion totem, an ivory grip, a muzzle device and an extended magazine. The 11.5mm caliber bullet is powerful, even more than most submachine guns, and it can be fatal if it misses the key. Firefox's M1911, which is both violent and beautiful, is one of the most perfect works of pistols. She held a submachine gun in her other hand, and the two guns shot in a row, and the firepower instantly suppressed the Cross. "Shut up and concentrate on driving. It's been on." The Cross fired back with a gun, and Russell stopped teasing. Whenever a sense of crisis hit his heart, he would turn the steering wheel to dodge. The box truck was like a swift snake, winding its speed without reducing it, and it was close to the Dodge Viper. The snake is also getting closer. Seeing that he was about to catch up with the red supercar, a smile appeared on the Cross's face. The Brotherhood wanted to take his son away, but there was no door. However, at this moment, the rapid sirens sounded from both sides. The Cross glanced left and right, and more than 10 police cars were rounding them up. Although these police cars were quickly thrown out of sight and could only eat Russell's exhaust, the Cross knew very well that there must be road cards in front of them, and maybe there were armored explosion-proof vehicles. Damn it, the smugglers are so efficient, they haven't been so fast before. Cross looked unhappy. Russell rolled his eyes. The former note doesn't want to speak now. On the red supercar in front, Firefox gave up the counterattack due to insufficient ammunition, rolled over and climbed back into the driver's seat, pushed Wesley away with a straight face, and turned the supercar into the normal driving lane, trying to fish in troubled waters with the help of the police car. Russell followed and drove into the normal driving lane. When turning, he was skilled in shifting and drifting, and leaned on it little by little. This distance is already within the range of the Cross, but a police helicopter appeared in the sky at some point, and the searchlight hit the box truck. Russell frowned. "There's something wrong with the situation. If I'm not mistaken, the police seem to be targeting us." Without raising the head of the Cross, He replied directly, "It must be Sloan. He has a relationship with the congressman, and he has people in the police station. How about it, do you want to continue chasing it?" The cross was expressionless. Chase. Bang. 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 3 bullets were thrown out in a row, and time seemed to slow down. The specially made threaded warhead slid across the arc, killing the remaining 3 tires with precision. The tire suffered a critical blow and fell off and was thrown out. The red supercar only had the hub left, but it still galloped stubbornly, but the speed was even slower. Russell stepped on the accelerator with 1 foot. No, the accelerator had been stepped on all the way, and the van slammed directly into the butt of the Dodge Viper, rushing forward against it. Bang. Bang. Firefox turned around with 2 bullets. Russell bowed his head to dodge. The box truck slowed down and retreated a distance. Russell said dissatisfied, "What are you doing? Cover me." Cross reluctantly glanced at the red supercar. "There are snipers nearby, the killers of the Brotherhood. Let's leave." Hearing this, Russell immediately bowed his head and did not ask where the sniper was. The Cross was professional in this regard, and it was not his turn to question. From a distance, he saw a row of police cars forming a barricade, and 2 black armored explosion-proof vehicles lined up like giant beasts. Russell knew that he could not catch Wesley tonight. Even if they chased back, the weapons and equipment of the 2 were not enough to successfully retreat, not to mention that there was a helicopter in the sky, and if they shot a few bombs, it was enough for the 2 of them to drink a pot. Russell slammed the steering wheel, and the box truck flicked its tail and drifted sideways. At the same time as it entered the wrong road next to it, the front of the truck turned and rushed out. Firefox looked at the abandoned Cross in the rearview mirror, couldn't help but sigh in relief, raised his foot and stepped on the brake. The braking system of the Dodge Viper. It's not good. No one has ever been able to make an emergency braking when this car is driving at a high speed, so the red supercar ended up hitting the police car blocking the road. As for the 2 rows of anti-car studs arranged by the police, only the red supercar with metal wheels left indicates whether it is the same or not. 4 police officers in SWAT gear rushed forward, 2 pointing guns at Firefox and Wesley, who were responsible for escorting them into a blast car. Firefox cooperated throughout the process, and the SWAT did not embarrass her. Instead, Wesley was pinched by the arm and handcuffed. In the explosion-proof car, Firefox took back the M1911 from the lean black SWAT, sighed and leaned back on the seat. The encounter tonight was not very pleasant. The black SWAT is the core member of the Brotherhood gunsmith. He ignored Wesley's goddamn expression and asked directly, "Firefox, you almost failed, what happened?" Firefox couldn't bear to look back, held his forehead and said, "The Cross has found a powerful driver out of nowhere. I have never seen such perverted driving skills. Okay, report this to Sloan yourself, and we'll take Wesley back first." On the other side, Russell drove the box truck away from the police car behind his butt, but the helicopter in the sky followed him. He drove the truck into the downtown area, stopped and slid into the crowd with the Cross, and soon disappeared. The 2 took a detour in a taxi, and Cross pulled out a car in a remote garage, and Russell drove back to the factory. This time, Russell's speed was much slower, and the character card, Baby, had expired. Unless it was drawn again, it would be difficult to reverse the car. But it doesn't matter. For a driver like Baby, a little bit of experience is enough for Russell to disguise an old driver. Ding. Host acquired skills, vehicle driving proficiency. Not a one-time skill, but a permanent one. Skill, proficient in vehicle driving. There is still a distance from the master and the car god, but in Mingxin's eyes, you are already an unreachable old driver. Street diary. The reason why I don't work hard to update is because I know that if I don't work hard, it will become a rush, and it will bring much less pain than if I work hard or rush.